What a deck!
Hello and welcome to What a Deck, where we play troll decks, rogue decks, and whatever the hell I feel like. I'm your host, Hardleg Joe, and today we're looking at Junk Doppel Toolbox. Now this is an interesting build. Kind of like last week, I didn't go for the most competitive deck I could make. Instead, I wanted to make something that was a little bit of a challenge to myself. With link format coming up and these Excel synchros looking to be a little bit more difficult to build, I decided I wanted to make a deck that could make Shooting Quasar Dragon. Or I guess in this case, Blazar Dragon, which is essentially the same thing, but slightly better. But if you know me, if you know the show, you know I'm not a fan of Quasar Turbo. I'm not a fan of decks that use Level Eater, where you just sit around for 10 minutes summoning monsters while your opponent sits there and watches you. That's boring to me. So I wanted to make a deck that didn't use Level Eater, that could make Cosmic Blazar Dragon, but that wasn't all it could do. I wanted to have a toolbox of a bunch of different boss monsters. Now, if you just want the deck profile, there's a link in the description to a separate, shorter video. I'll go over everything in here and explain how it works. Otherwise, I'm playing 10 duels against random opponents on YGOPro. I'll be testing it out, showing you all the combos, and hopefully, we'll have some fun. Alrighty, here we are, first duel versus Techna. An interesting name, kind of like Techno, but kind of not, and we want to go second with this deck. Mostly because you just need as many cards as possible to make this work. This deck is combolicious. It has all the combos. You wouldn't even know all the combos it has in it. And also, you generally want to attack. There's not a lot of defensive cards we can make. Fortunately, we could do something pretty interesting here on the first turn. So, we're going to go ahead and use our reinforcements of the army to grab Junk Synchron. Best of the Synchrons. We're going to normal summon Synchron Carrier. When it is normal summoned, you can normal summon a Synchron. I believe, yeah, another Synchron in addition to your normal summon. So we'll use Junk Synchron. We now have 5. So we'll go ahead and make Junk Warrior. His only effect, he gains attack equal to all the level 2 or lower monsters you currently control, which right now is none. We have some combos with that. But we have our 1 Scrap Fist. This can kind of turn this into an OTK. Target a Junk Warrior. Your opponent cannot activate cards and effects when it attacks. It does piercing damage, double any piercing damage it does. It can't be destroyed by battle, and destroy the monster it battled at the end of the damage step. So hopefully against this defensive monster, he'll get no floating, no flip effects. Oh yeah, and I can discard Rush Warrior to double his attack. And there you go! Because he only had 200 defense, and I had 46 plus double piercing, we get a Junk OTK. It doesn't happen very often because we only play one of those Scrap Fists, but you know, when you can get it off, you get it off. So there we go, a surprisingly quick first duel as we go into the second duel. Alright, here we are, second duel versus McFife, which I like. I like that name. It's like an actual name, but it's also combined with a real-life word. At least I'm pretty sure that's how you spell Fife. A fife is like a little flute they used to play in the Revolutionary War. They'd be marching through. You keep people in lockstep. It's really high-pitched. It has kind of a cool tone to it. Although it might just be someone's actual name. And we're going against something significantly more difficult than before. We're playing Pendulum Magicians. I've not played against Pendulum Magicians in a while. I don't think I've played against them entirely while testing them. So I am not sure if we'll be able to do very many things. And he's playing 5 Arc Magician. So while I have no cards set in my spell trap zone, my monsters cannot attack or activate their effects. And if I have 4 or more, the attack of all monsters... Oh, I control become double. Okay. Interesting. So we'll see if he could stop me from setting cards. I'm not going to be able to do things that I want to do. Fortunately, I have Forbidden Chalice, which exists almost entirely to be set. And I have some setup here. I could set up some things that I'd like to set up. Ooh, that works even better. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use Foolish Burial to put Doppel Warrior into the graveyard. You want it there. You don't want it in your hand, generally. I'm going to use Reinforcements of the Army to grab our Junk Synchron. I'm going to set a card so that hopefully I can do extra things. And give me a moment because I need to do some mental math here. I am going to be able to make a... Okay, I think what I'm going to try to do is go for Crystron Phoenix, because I can banish all his spell traps, and then he'll be sad. So let's try that. We Junk Synchron. When it's normal summon, special summon a level 2 or lower monster from the graveyard. Pick Doppel Warrior. Doppel Warrior in the hand says if a monster is special summoned from the graveyard, you could special summon it from your hand. Bada bingo. And we're going to use it to make Excel Synchron. Bada bingo. Doppel Warrior's effect will activate. That'll give me 2 tokens. They're level 1. They have to be in attack mode. It kind of sucks. So I need a 6 and a 3, or a, let's see, 9. I'm bad at math. You'll have to excuse me. 9 and a 5. Okay. So, with Excel Synchron, you can send one Synchron monster to the graveyard, and then increase or decrease his level by that amount. I'm going to decrease to make him 4, which means we need a level 5. So, Jet Synchron in the graveyard, you could discard a card to special summon it. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're just going to make Cataster because it's just a level 5. And then Doppel Warrior will make its tokens again, which will just help us attack slightly more. And now we've got a 4 and a 5, so let's go ahead and make Crystron Phoenix and hope we don't get solemn warninged or striked. There you go! No more spell traps for you. And let's see here. What can do? He can send one to the graveyard. So I'm going to... Oh, I can't activate that the turn I said it. I was thinking about negating his effect, so he wouldn't be able to get stuff into the graveyard. Oh wait, no, he can't stop himself from being destroyed. That was a mistake. Or not a mistake. It was a mistake on my part. But there you go, the toolbox elements, depending on what you're going to get. Like, that is the essence of a toolbox. I explain this a lot, but I have new people all the time, so I often feel I need to explain my terms over again. But a toolbox deck works on seeing what your opponent does and countering it. So in this case, I know he's running a lot of spell traps, and I know he's running the pendulum scales. He's going to want those, and if they hit the graveyard, bad stuff's going to happen. So being able to summon something that banishes all the spell traps just completely fucks it over. It just helps out a lot. And there he's got Iris Magician, who's going to be able to destroy one of my... Oh no, he's going to destroy himself. Because if he attacks into that, then his Pendulum Magician of Ages will activate, and that will activate. So he gets both a Magician and a Pendulum Magician. Most likely... Oh, he's just going to go for 5 Arc Magician again. Alright, I would have gone for the Violet Poison... Oh, he already had one. Okay. No, okay, I got it. So we know what those are. What I need to do is blow up this thing, if I can. Oh, and I got my Junk Synchron. It must be my birthday. 1, 2, 3... Okay, so what I need to do, or what I think I need to do, I want to make something that can blow that up, so I'm going to go for Coral Dragon, because I can discard to blow something up. So we'll just normal summon. We'll go ahead and summon out another Doppel Warrior, just for more tokens, unless he blows it up. He might blow it up. Okay, what do I want to do? I'm just going to give one of my tokens extra attack. Oh, he can't blow up his own scales because he used Pendulum Call. Which is why Pendulum Call isn't great for Violet Poison Magician. Oh yeah, but because it... Okay, he gets to send it to the graveyard, and then its effect doesn't get to activate, which makes me sad. But that's fine. Like I said before, we're going to do this thing. Hey, hey. Doppel Warrior's effect activates again, giving me more tokens! Oh, but I can't activate my effects as long as I don't have a card set. Because of Perform a Foul 5 Arcs Magician. I'm not going to be able to activate... I'm not going to be able to draw a card or anything. Normally I can summon that out and then make a Formula Synchron or a Celestial Double Star Shaman. But I'm not going to be able to... to each player. So... he should not be able to activate monster effects either, right? Oh, it can't attack either. Fuck. Well, that puts me in a bit of a tricky pickle. That's a strong lockdown. Well, I need to be able to get a card I can set. Fortunately, I have a lot of spells in my deck. He's just going to make another one. Deal some damage to me. How come he can active? Is it monsters on the field? Monsters they control. I thought you still controlled it if it was like in your extra deck or over here. I guess control means it has to be on your side of the field. I don't know, man. Kinda weird. And now he's got a card he can set. What I need is a card I can set. Then we're in business. So we'll be back after he's done making whatever he makes. Oh, great, and he made Tornado Dragon. If I set this, he'll blow it up. If I use it, then I can't attack. This is dumb. I don't like this. Fortunately, this is one of those things like during Links, this will be literally impossible. Because he will not be able to have both of these 2 pendulum scales and a set card. Oh wait, yeah he will. Never mind. He'll be able to have exactly that and nothing more. I still need to be able to set something. I don't like lockdowns, 'cause I can't do my things. I guess I'll be back again once the lockdown's over, if it ever gets over. Alright, so fortunately he doesn't have a lot of big attacks, and when he killed my Coral Dragon, I drew the Twin Twisters. Let's see. If a pendulum monster in your pendulum zone or would be destroyed by battle or card effect. Okay, so I can't destroy this now. A sad state of affairs. But what I can do... yeah, I need to... okay, so what we're going to do is discard that. We're going to get rid of this, and... yeah, we're just going to get rid of the Pendulum Magraphs. Because he needs those to be able to do things. And then I'm going to set a card so I can do things. We'll activate this Rush Warrior. He lets me get my Junk Synchron back out of the graveyard. And I think I'm just going to attack him for as much as I can with Junk Warrior. Because Junk Warrior's cool. He has another one. That makes me sad. I'm a sad, sad man. At least I got my Junk Warrior. Well, I lost to that one, but it's kind of bullshit, so... you know, nothing I could do there. I mean, I hurt him as hard as I could, but he just plussed so much in so little time. And this thing is kind of more cheap than I anticipated. Once you get this on the field, as long as he has any monster, he could just keep blowing up my only set card and make sure that I can't activate monster effects or attack. Yeah. Comment in the comments if that's bullshit. I think it's kind of bullshit. These were already cheap enough as it was. I felt kind of bad playing this deck before, but that's just nonsense. So, I'll see you in the third duel. Alright, here we are, third duel versus Rick. He's just Rick. He's just regular old Rick. Perhaps a thing to Rick and Morty, or perhaps his name is just Rick. Who could say? I'm certainly not saying. That's not for me to do. We got one set card. We've got a Twin Twisters. I could use the Twin Twisters on that set card. And I think I will. Why not? We'll get one of our Rush Warriors into the graveyard, blow that up, and then I can use my Junk Warrior to revive that Rush Warrior. Ho-ho. And I think I'm just going to make this because it'll have the most attack. I mean, I could get this. This would have... It would give him 600 more, but I don't think I want to waste it quite yet. It wouldn't be a waste to do damage, but it's just going to sit... Well, actually, okay. This you could special summon if you control a tuner. And it gives all face-up warrior monsters 300 attack. He just surrendered. Wow, that was interesting. But yeah, what I was going to do is make a Junk Warrior. Yeah, Junk Warrior. He would have had an additional 600 attack, plus he would have gained 300 from this effect. So he would have 900 more. I could attack for a fair amount. And then I would have just synchroed for... Oh wait, no, this isn't a tuner. Then I would have just left this out here and set Forbidden Chalice. Unfortunately, when this is in the graveyard, you could banish it to get Junk Synchron back. While I'm here in the third duel, though, I might as well just go ahead and say, check out the sleeves, because I normally do this in the third duel. You got the sleeves with the Junk Warrior and Cosmic Blazar Dragon on them. They're pretty cool. If you want these, if you want the negation, the junked one right there that has Junk Warrior on it as well. If you want this deck file, it's all on my Patreon. You donate $1 or more. It helps me out, helps the channel, helps me do this more full-time, and you get a whole bunch of decks and sleeves and card images and stuff in return. So it's a pretty nice thing. Anyway, I'll just mark that down as a win, and we'll go into the fourth duel. Alright, here we are, fourth duel versus Jingo J. I like it. It's pretty nice. We've been getting a lot of pretty nice names. We're going against 4, 5, 6, 7, 48 card deck with no extra deck. That's strange. Not sure why you would go 48. Granted, I've done like 55 before. I didn't quite want to go 60. He's playing old school Solar Flare Dragons. And then probably Traps. I don't know. Again, unless you're playing something like, whatchamacallit? Monarch? Oh, and Stumbling, and Soul of Fire. Draw a color, draw a card. Select one Pyro monster from your deck, remove it from play, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half of the attack of the removed monster. But he cannot attack this turn. But it's the first turn anyway, so he wouldn't be able to attack even if he wanted to. Mr. Volcano? Is it just the highest attack Pyro monster you could think of? I wonder if that is, or if he just likes Mr. Volcano. And then Solar Flare does 500, so I'm playing an old school burn deck. Fortunately, I've got my Twin Twisters, which old school burn decks do not have as much of a chance against, because they're not used to having two things destroyed at once. So let's just go ahead. Let's make a big, huge Doppel Warrior. Kind of like last time, but even better. Because we'll have another Doppel out here. We'll special summon this. That'll give them all some attack. So then when you make Junk Warrior, the Doppel tokens activate second. It summons them. They gain the 300 boost. And then this gains attack equal to all the level 2 or lower monsters on the field. So it has a lot of attack. Oh yeah, and I could double it with Rush Warrior. I always forget about that. So there's another Junk OTK. You know, I've only OTK'd like 2 or 3 times before this. Usually I don't get such a great hand with all the Junk Warriors and the Boost Warrior, whatever. But you can see how this is like, that's just one of many tools. But if you wanted to make this deck more consistent, if you wanted to just make it a Junk Warrior OTK, you could probably do that with some pretty good success, assuming you get your Twin Twisters first turn. Anyway, let's go ahead into the 5th duel. Alright, here we are, 5th duel versus Shalikalex! I don't think that's exactly how you pronounce it, but I just imagine someone running out like Shalika, like some sort of weird warrior cry. I don't think I'm doing it very much. Probably Shake-a-lex. Shake-a-lex, shake-a-right, shake-a-things, every night, ho-ho. We got a set. We've got a decent hand. Anytime you start out with Soul Charge, you're pretty good. Normally I don't like to play Soul Charge, but it works so well in this deck. I play a lot of one-ofs in this deck, but that's mostly because we draw so much. I have a lot of draw power and a lot of things that let you search through and deck thin the movie the game. Plus, like I said, this deck already not optimal, so making it as good as possible, or making it as cheesy as possible, not really like my concern. Like if I win with Soul Charge, it's like, yeah, it was kind of a cheesy win, but I'm still playing Junk Doppel. This is a deck that like was only really consistent early, or not only, but it was only really good in early Synchro era. Oh god, my one Scrap Fist. So let's see. I think what we're going to do, just to start off, we're going to send a Doppel Warrior to the graveyard, because why wouldn't we? Or I could send Rush Warrior, because you can banish that to get something back. That's kind of thinking a little far ahead. He might be able to OTK. It looks like he's playing frickin' Rainbow Neos. If you can get that field spell, I might be doomed for. Let's see. So, what we can do is Synchron Carrier. Let you normal summon a Synchron again. Hey, hey. And then I can make this guy. What's up? And then Synchron Jet, in addition to getting an effect when it goes to the graveyard, if it's sent to the graveyard for a Synchro summon, you can grab Junk Synchron. But you can only use one of its effects per turn. So if I do that, I can't then summon it from the graveyard and make a level 4, but I don't really want to. And this guy's, he can help with OTKs because you can make a monster 0 and negate its effects until the end of the turn, which doesn't really help all that much, but you could do it. But either way, that's that kind of what makes this deck slower. Like, I've got it set up. Next turn I can do a whole bunch of shenanigans, especially with this Soul Charge, but I have to be able to survive that turn. And he very well could OTK me with a Rainbow Neos Turbo here before I get a chance to do that. Really, though, I say if you're unfamiliar with Rainbow Neos, I might be remembering this wrong, but I'm pretty sure that it can either like send all your monsters back into the deck or send all your spell traps back into the deck. So I set a spell trap just to scare him, even though it can't do anything. Just so if he has to choose between the two, he might send that back and then just attack over this. Either way, it's got 2300, and if it does survive, I can make a big old scrap thing next turn, turn his thing to 0, and then just OTK again. It's like, you know, I kind of wanted to make Blazar. He's on the sleeves too, but Junk is just too good. Junk Warrior, just too strong, man. Especially when you get all these Doppels. Queen Doppel Populus over here. Well, Oversoul. Alright. Is he can make? Do you have the polymerization? Because he's got... Nope. They're both named Neos. Oh, that's because he wanted to send it to the graveyard. Okay. So I'm taking a wee bit of damage. And... I'm trying to think. I think I should just make Cosmic Blazar just to show that I can while I've got the chance against a slower deck. Because I couldn't OTK next turn. Because if I Soul Charge to get this back, I wouldn't be able to attack. But I could just make Cosmic Blazar and make it so he can't do things. Oh, and that helps as well. That helps a wee bit. So we've already got our Junk Warrior, and we can only normal summon once, so I'll just grab this other one. That way when I discard, I can discard one of these into the graveyard to get another one out. So let's see. Thinking. Okay, this should be pretty easy. In order to get Blazar, you need 12 stars. Man, he must have some kind of hand trap. And Junk, oh, I thought I had a Doppel Warrior in the graveyard already. That makes me sad. I'm sad. I miscalculated. Oh wait, no, I can summon the okay. I can summon the Doppel now. It all works out. But yeah, so these make 5. We'll just go ahead and make TG Hyper Librarian. Doppel Warrior's effect, summon the 2 tokens. And then we'll special summon Jet Synchron by discarding our Jet Synchron. The 2 of them together will make the Formula Synchron, 2 level 1s, which will let us draw 2 cards. That's twice as many. Wow. Yeah, I know. I'm surprised too. And then Soul Carge. I see a Quasar coming. Oh, he sees the Quasars coming. Yeah. Because I need to get this one out of here. Because we've got 5, we've got another 5. Draw another card. And then we get the Cosmic Blazar, because 2 plus 5 plus 5, and they all have to be synchros. There you go. I can't attack, and I have this Doppel Warrior here, Doppel token, that's going to be sad if it gets attacked. And he might be able to, if he could summon the thing, he could get over it. But, yeah. There you go. That's how you make Cosmic Blazar. Now, the problem with this deck is because I use pretty much all my resources to make Cosmic Blazar Dragon, I'm often in a bit of trouble, because if you're unfamiliar with this guy, he can banish himself to negate either a spell trap effect, the summon of a monster, or an attack. You negate it and end the battle phase, or you can negate the monster and destroy it, or the spell trap and destroy it. So it negates pretty much everything, but it banishes itself when it does. And so, if I, negate the polymerization, this is gone, and then he can just attack directly. It's really better to make either, first turn just to slow them down, or it's better to make it when you have other things on the field. Which I do not have other things on the field. And I'm just going to let him summon it, because I can stop it from doing things. And if it attacks, I can negate the attack. What the fuck is the double? Okay. Gotcha. Interesting. I thought that he would be going for the Rainbow Neos, but he did not go for the Rainbow Neos. Oh yeah, I guess he can't do that. Okay. He would need to have the, whatchamacallit. He would need to have Rainbow Dragon in hand. So yeah, I'm just going to let him summon the big thing. Its attack is only doubled during this turn. It's better to negate the attack and end the battle phase so I don't take 5,000 to my 400. And I will do that thing as soon as he goes into the battle phase. But it's it's really one of those boss monsters, you get it, and then you're still kind of worried. Quasar is almost better in that regard. Because Quasar would at least stay, Quasar can negate one thing, it can't negate a summon or an attack, but at least it stays on the field. And then I'll just, negate the attack, and the battle phase, and then these will both go down to 2,500. And then this comes back. Hey, how's it going? My name, a Quasar. What can I do? Oh, I can do a lot of things. I could even, perhaps, cook an egg. Let's get that, even though I think I've already won anyway. But just to get this off the field. And to show off Celestial Double Star Shaman. It's another level 2, one of these. Tuner Synchro. When it's summoned, you can summon as many level 2 monsters as you want from your hand or graveyard. So 2, 4, 6. I think I'll just make... Oh no, 8. I can make Psyframe Lord Omega. And then I don't want to use Doppel Warrior's effect because I've had enough of those goddamn tokens ruining everything. They don't ruin. I mean, they get your combos going because they keep it's basically replenishing themselves. It's just the fact that you know, I've lost so many games because I end my combos with one extra token or both tokens out on the field, and then I can't do things. But there we go. We got Psyframe Lord Omega. I'll have to thank Drewmanian for recommending this. Oh, okay. And then during the standby phase, you could put your banished Jet Synchrons back into the graveyard. Because, you know, when they, what was it? If you summon them from the graveyard and then they leave the field, they get banished instead of going back to the graveyard. But this way, you could just keep reusing them over and over again and steal cards from their hand. Which is really good with Cosmic Blazar, especially if they've got nothing. So there we go, another win, as we go into the 6th duel. Alrighty, here we are, 6th duel versus Mountain Dew itself. I don't think I can do the Dew, guys. I don't think I have it in me. I'm not strong enough. I'm not powerful enough. It's too green. I'm RC Cola. But yeah, while I'm here, while he's doing things, I want to go ahead and give a big old Hardleg Patreon shout out to Kieran Lowdon, who you may remember from a Patreon request a few weeks ago, perhaps last month. I don't know. I just know that he's been constantly requesting things, and he's been a nice, cool patron. So shout out to him as always. If you want your post to be pinned, you got to say thanks to him first. Otherwise, it doesn't matter how good you are. You're not gonna get pinned. And yeah, there you go. It's a nice little thing. If you'd like a shout out, they're on the Discord. Not the Discord. What am I thinking of? They're on the fuck. My brain. They're on Patreon. Yeah, there we go. So we've got Blue Eyes and Not So Blue Eyes. I'm going to special summon Boost Warrior. That's cool. We'll just go ahead and make Formula Synchron. Get things set up. I like to draw cards. Who doesn't like to draw cards? We're actually going to do... What do I want? Yeah, I would rather draw something first. So we'll do this first, this second. So if he wants to negate something, he has to negate Jet Synchron. So I at least have a little bit of defense set up. So a little bit of defense. Defense hero. Hey. Wait. Oh, he lets me do both. Awesome. I got a Junk Sword and a Twin Twister. Neato Mosquito. Blippity bop boop bloop. Okay. That's it for now. Hope I don't get OTK'd. Next time, I can make a really powerful Junk Warrior. I can destroy his back row. I can even Soul Charge, if need be, to make things back. He got rid of his Twin Twisters. Interesting. He must not fear my Twin Twisters. I didn't give him any reason to. Oh, great. So it's the 3, 4, 5, and then if he can summon again, I could take even more damage. Perhaps if he gets some kind of Return of the Dragon Lords. Fuck. I may get OTK'd. Perhaps I should have set my Forbidden Chalice. That might have been useful. But I wanted to use it against this next time. Because that way he can't negate my Junk Synchron's normal summon. But this can't attack the turn it's doing, so 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's brilliant fusioning! Well, sadly I couldn't make big enough plays on the first turn. These kind of things happen when you got a slower paced deck. He's doing all sorts of crazy shit. And you can normal summon again. So I guess tribute over those two for another 3,000 and then he's got game. Or he could just keep doing that. Oh, I could have stopped that, couldn't I have? Yeah. I mean, it hasn't helped him so far. Unless he normal summons again, then I'll be in bad shape. So 3, 6, 7, 85. At this point, my only hope is to keep this here and hope he doesn't negate it. Maybe he doesn't have a trap in his hand. Oh, okay. This can only negate spells, though. Yep, we're good. Well, not good. We're doomed. We're doomed. Sadly, I could have done things next turn. I could have been a contender. Next duel, I guess. Alright, here we are, 7th duel versus Relish Gas, which sounds terrible. It sounds like it would smell like farts. I don't want farts. And comments in the comments if you like relish. Oh great, fossils. Dinosaurs. I mean, I have my Twin Twisters, so if he's playing the field spell variant, I can deal with that. At least, assuming he doesn't make, like, a YGOPro thing. Which he might. Yep, he's playing the field spell. So I can at least get rid of that. That really slows down pretty much everything. Still haven't made dinosaurs. They're still kind of like on the edge of the meta. I'm not sure if I could do anything with them. Oh, okay. That wasn't very much at all. And actually, this helps me so much. So I can Doppel Warrior, put those two in the graveyard. What's up? I use Draw Muscle, which is just here for extra draw power. I summon so many things in defense mode that have very little attack. I can get my... yeah. Hey. Now I could do the same exact thing. I could just normal summon this and hope for next turn. But I think I should just go for the gold. All the damage. As much damage as possible. Damage out the wazoo. He just surrendered. Well, that was anticlimactic, but whatever. I'll take the win, I'll take whatever I can get, as long as I get Twin Twister, and we'll go into the 8th duel.
So, my arch-nemesis player has come again. Fight me once more in my own dojo. He thinks, oh, it's a pretty bad hand. And he's playing DDDs. They might be able to shut me down right quick, I tell you what. Especially if he's started with his dark contract. Therefore, I shall continue to speak like this, as we skip ahead to when he's finished with his many plays.
Well, he's got Crystal Wing and Siegfried and Hope Harbinger too. There is literally nothing I can do. Probably gonna skip into the next duel, but I'm gonna sing it because I am a fool. Alright, here we are, 9th duel versus Jana, or perhaps Jonah, although I think that usually has an A. I don't know. Or an H. I'm gonna say Jonah, because Jonah sounds cooler. Like he's some kind of whale. Let's go ahead and get our this, because we don't already have one. Oh hey, Doppel Warrior in the graveyard, my old friend. I still can't really make a whole lot of defensive plays, but I think it might be better to try than to just roll over and die like last time. Can I make an Omega? Let me think about this. I could not make an Omega. No, I think just rolling over and dying is the best thing I could do at the moment. Better than nothing. Let's just go ahead and make one of these. Get double effects. Draw a card and search a card. Maybe I'll draw something useful. Another boost warrior. I guess I could make a slightly more defensive monster. Or I could save it and try to OTK. Because I've got the Doppel warriors and I've got other things. Let's not do that. Let's make a slightly more defensive monster. That will be better. I can always make their attack 0 if this survives. It has higher defense. If it was a quick play, that would be even better. So your move, Jonah. You're playing more than 40 cards, but not quite 60 cards, and only a 6-card extra deck. So I've got to hope that perhaps you will be unable to OTK like other decks have OTK'd me. But I've been wrong before. Very wrong. And he's just going to get rid of my Twin Twisters. And I don't want to get any of these into the grave, so I'm just going to have to let him, unfortunately. Whatever he grabs with his terraforming, I'm not going to be able to stop it. Malefic World. Alright. Can I beat Malefics? Not quite sure. That explains the small extra deck. Banish that. There goes Malefic Blue Eyes White Dragon. I've just got to hope this is not skill drain, because if it's skill drain, I'm going to be in for a bad time. It'll be a long December. Oh, there goes my Scrap Fist. 3,000. I could beat that. I could beat that easily. Let's get this. And then let's go ahead and summon... Let's summon our Junk Synchron now. Because then when I make Junk Warrior, it'll have more attack. Because I'll have a 500 plus the two 800s. Or the two 400s. 36! That's more than 3,000. And I already made that, so I can make 1, 2, 3, and I already made the 3. So I think the best thing to go for is just this. The Double Star Shaman. So I could summon another Junk Warrior. I can make another 5. And I guess the best would be Hyper Librarian, because then I can do other stuff. Or, okay, I'm just gonna make this for now. Hey. More Doppel tokens, because why wouldn't I? And let's just go ahead and hope we can kill this. We can! And then I'll attack for those. And let's go ahead. I could just summon Stardust Warrior. They would special summon a monster, you could tribute it. Yeah, we haven't done that yet. I was gonna do some shenanigans and make another, whatchamacallit? What's it called? A Crystron Phoenix, and get rid of both of these. Because that way you wouldn't have a field spell to be able to summon his things. But how often do you see Stardust Charge Warrior? Or no, Stardust Warrior. Stardust Charge Warrior is a lot weaker for some reason, even though he's got the longer name. But if my opponent would special summon, I could just, I could tribute this to negate the summon and destroy it. And since all the Malefics are inherent special summons, I can negate them and destroy them. So I should be relatively safe. Just be like, nay. I'm not having that. Do you have another one? If you have another one, I might be in for some trouble, because these Doppel tokens, I tell you what, they've got that greedy face. And then he came back. Hey. I'm gonna put Rush Warrior into the graveyard so I can recur some things. But for now, I'm just gonna make a big old... do I have one of those? No. Oh, but I do have that. That'll give extra attack. No, it won't, because his effect is negated. I forgot about that. But I can make a 6. It's probably a better 6. It has more attack. Well, plus, if this ever gets destroyed, I can summon Stardust Charge Warrior. Because you could summon a Warrior Synchro monster. And it counts as a Synchro summon, so I'll get that draw that you get when you do that. So there we go, and let's just go ahead and use this. Because I want this back. You can also use it to send your other things back into the graveyard. But I kind of want that, because honestly, at this point, I could just Soul Charge and get the Junk Warrior and the... I made another level 5, didn't I? No, I didn't. But I could get Junk Warrior and Colossalus and then use this guy to make another level 5, and then just straight up go into to Cosmic Blazar Dragon. Although I think I've already got it. He cannot do much. He cannot do much at all. In fact, I'll do that just to make sure. Assuming this isn't like a torrential tribute, but even then I'd be pretty safe. We'll use this, we just won't use the effect when it's summoned. So I need to make another level 5. Let's try this guy. What's up? No. Oh, and I won't be able to attack that turn. Oh, Risky Business is my middle name. Hardleg Risky Business Joe. Let's just get these two out. Yo, what up? I'm a shaman. Hey, I'm a junk warrior. Put us all together, and what do you get? Cosmic Blazar Dragon. He's pretty cool. I've got a lot of things now. You're gonna have to do a lot to get over this. You cannot special summon twice. It's kind of a lockdown. I would almost feel bad if I didn't have to put as much work to make this. But it was pretty simple. Let's see here. Yeah, and that should be the end. Malefic Parallel Gear. And then Truth Dragon is going to be like, as cool as that is, I'd like to see that come out, but no. The sun is a deadly laser. And here we are, 10th and final duel versus Pyrex. Which sounds familiar. Have I faced Pyrex before? Do you remember Pyrex? Comment in the comments. And you know what? We've only lost 3 so far, so we're actually doing much better than I thought. Granted, we haven't had the best matchups, but again, this isn't the best deck, so that's perfectly fine. Playing against Fluffles, we made them go first, that's good. I have a not-so-good hand, that's not so good. Although I can do some things, and I'm just trying to think. Because again, with these, I always try to show off everything the deck can do, especially in like a toolbox. You want to show off all the tools. I didn't want to just junk OTK over and over again, although I did do that a couple times. So I'm trying to think if there's anything in here that's cool that I needed to show off that I haven't summoned yet, but I think I've summoned just about everything in this deck. At least once. I mean, Armory Arm was level 4, you could equip it to a monster and it gains 1,000 attack, which again can just be used to make a Junk Warrior even more unstoppably powerful. Kind of cool, but, yeah, other than that, I mean, I had a bunch of replays saved up because I wasn't sure if I'd be able to do all those things, but I did all those things. And now that he's... Okay, so next turn he is going to, like, OTK either way. So I really just need to make Cosmic Blazar Dragon. That is going to be my own... I mean, it's not even going to... Even that's not going to help me, but I need to be able to do it. Oh, but I can't. I don't think I can at all. Even if I use Soul Charge, I'm not going to be able to do shit. Fuck. Well, I've got to try. This is one of those things where I don't have a plan. I'm just going to keep activating things until I hope I can activate more things. So we'll do that. We'll make this. Draw a card that will hopefully be useful. Not going to use that effect. Going to draw. And then this, I'm not sure if I mentioned this, if you synchro summon, you could summon this from your hand. Useful if you synchro summon something other than a tuner. Great, but now I've got all these tuners. And now I have to use my soul charge just to be able to continue. Might as well just summon both of them. So now I've got to really make a non-tuner. I can make a 4, that'd be 5, 6. Or I could make another 2, but that would be a tuner as well. I could make a 5. I think I just want to make I'll make Armory Arm. I haven't made that yet. Hey, what's up? I'm an Armory Arm. And then that will let me special summon that again. Let's see. And then I can draw, hopefully. I like to draw muscle. Okay. Rush Warrior. I could use it to double his attack when he attacks. And I don't have a 7 or a 9. If I had a 7, that might be... Yeah, if I had fucking Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, I might be able to do things. But sadly, I cannot do things. I have this one Forbidden Chalice that might be my hope if I can use it on his... Well... He doesn't even need his whatchamacallit, his kitty. He doesn't even need the cat to boost all the attack. So I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna get OTK'd. I mean, I've done a lot of OTKs in the past, so I guess I deserve it. Especially after that showing. Yeah, it's one of those things, the extra deck for this is surprisingly tight because I have the level 1 synchros, or the level 1 tuners. You can make pretty much everything of every step. And the only one I don't have, 1 through 12, is 11 and 7. It's weird, I didn't plan to do 7, 11, but is just what ended up happening. Oh hey, he made the kitty anyway. But that's cool, because the kitty only has 1900 attack anyway. And it boosts everything, so I can hopefully keep it from boosting everything. If he summons more stuff, it won't gain 300 attack for every other Fright Fur. Although I already used 2000 with fucking, whatchamacallit, the thing, Soul Charge. So I think I'm done for. Sadly, just not consistent enough, unless you can get Junk Warrior to start off. Yeah, it's a really nice, like this Magnet Warrior, a lot of people probably wouldn't recommend playing this, the Synchro Magnet. It's really good if you start with it and like Junk Warrior and you have a way to get a level 2 into the graveyard, or if you have your Synchron Carrier because that's a level 2 that lets you normal summon again. Then you could just go into 5, special summon it, and make Crystal Wing. I didn't make Crystal Wing this deck. But yeah, it's pretty easy if you have the Synchron Magnet. You just like make a level 5, it special summons itself from your hand, and then you can go into 8. And that's why it's here. Also, like, if you use Doppel Warrior, then you've basically got 2 level 5s. Because if you special summon this, and then you got the 2 Doppel tokens, then you'll have 2 level 5s. He's already got game, but he's going to continue to do things because he can. I mean, granted, I continued to do things in that previous game because I could, but I wasn't sure if he had, like, a set Mirror Force or something. I wanted to have Cosmic Blazar that could destroy that. And actually, that turned out pretty well, because if I hadn't made Blazar, he would have summoned that Malefic Parallel Gear or whatever it is and wrecked my shit. But either way, a good showing. I don't think I need to do replays this time. We'll just go to the end screen. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Junk Doppel Toolbox went 6-4, which is about a little bit better than I expected it to do. We did some OTKs, we made Cosmic Blazar Dragon, and that's really all I could have hoped for. That was the whole point of this deck, so I'm glad I was able to show it off. I'm sure I messed up a couple times, more than a couple times. Synchros are not my best type, but I tried, and I tried to make the pinnacle of synchros, the biggest synchro you could possibly make. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Next week, I think I'm finally going to be looking at the Spiral Phantasm Dragons, so we have a lot of normal monsters to look forward to. Until then, good luck, and have fun.